Diary. It's a very good January morning, and we're here with our lovely motorhome Stuart, and we're here because it's winter time, and we need to come and charge the battery. So it's been about a couple of weeks since we've last visited. He's resting up for the winter, and we thought we'd take the opportunity to show you around the inside, because I don't think we've formally said that we have a motorhome. I think we've intimated as such, and we've shown you a couple of our treks around Switzerland and Italy, but we haven't done the inside tour. So here is the inside tour. So we'll start with the front, and I have a beautiful model here. I've have for the duration of my life, in fact. And on the left-hand side, you see the driver's area. It's of course based on a Fiat Ducato van. But you'll notice that we've got this automatic gearbox here. It's so we don't have any clutch pedals. It's a robotized manual gearbox, if you like. So it's not a dual clutch gearbox, but that's the best you can get on the Fiat platform. As you can see, the 360-degree camera is on. And you see we're parked up in the place where we park, because we don't have a space outside our home. So this is a special bespoke parking area. You can see some other motorhomes in the cameras. So to continue the tour, we've got a table with seats for two of us. Obviously the front seats here can swivel around, so you could seat four people for lunch or dinner. We only ever need two, really. Above the table we've got some decent storage, and then you'll see the habitation door is here. We've got a control panel which shows us various things like the current water position for fresh water and exit water, and also it manipulates the hot air central heating system, which is ducted air. And for example, there's a ducted air point. They're scattered around the whole van. Moving on to the kitchen, we've got a 3-burner hob, which is actually, I think, one hob too many, but anyway, we have a 3-burner hob. And there's the sink with a tap and a up and down stalk. We've got lots and lots of cupboard space. Now obviously this is a European spec van, and as such we don't have anything crazy like an oven. So we have drawers with a lot of capacity. So we've tried to think long and hard about where we put stuff in the motorhome, because of storage space is at a premium. So we've got all our kitchen stuff on underneath the sink, and to a degree above the sink. The van's been completely destocked of most perishable items, so what you see here is just what's left. Obviously all of these cupboards are latched. Now we've had a power socket fitted here, because what we ideally wanted to do is to put a microwave at this point above the lights for the cooker. We haven't found the right size microwave yet, but when we do we can fit one. Now it would run off mains, and we don't have an inverter, and that wouldn't be typical on this size of vehicle, so it would only be of any use whilst we're at a site with electrical hookups. And so far we've done quite a lot of off hookup camping, so we're beginning to realise that because the microwave wouldn't be used on a per visit basis, it's possibly less useful to have one. So we're still going to get one, we just haven't, it's not really a priority. So moving on to the fridge, we did have the option to have a larger fridge. We've specified the smallest fridge because it's enough for what we need. So there's a freezer there, and we can have some extra clothes space underneath it, which I'll show you in a second. Above the fridge we've got some power sockets and a multi-USB gadget which also feeds some extra 12-volt sockets, so we can tee off from there some extra 12-volt appliances, like a jug kettle that we've got, 12-volt kettle. But you can see there's wires coming out, and those wires would be our sort of USB charging station. But we have a second one, but that's our primary one. So just going back to the fridge, underneath the fridge we've got 3 quite large drawers, obviously full of not very much at the moment, but you can see we have in fact labelled them, obviously, so normally they would be full of my clothing. Moving backwards, you'll see we've got the toilet and sink on the left, and the shower on the right, and the bed at the back. So let's just go into that. So this is a 6.7 or 8 metre vehicle, and in fact it's a deathless version that apparently we believe has been discontinued, but we bought it specifically because it has an independent shower, and a separate toilet. So the good thing about this is that first of all, you can have a shower without having to encroach onto the toilet area and getting everything wet in the toilet area. And secondly, we do use it to hang stuff up on that bar. So the good point is that after we've been for a run or a cycle, we can come and have the shower. We can do a little bit of a wash and if of our clothes, and even if we don't wash the clothes, we can sort of leave them hanging and sort of de-stinkify just a little bit, which is good enough until we find the laundrette. So that's the shower. Again, this is a slightly longer vehicle. The slightly shorter one, the 6.4 metre one, has a combined shower and toilet area. So we'll then show you the toilet. So this is the toilet and sink area. You see it's a dedicated sink that doesn't move, and a swivelable toilet. Now in the old days there was a sort of aluminium shutter arrangement that went around this toilet, and you can see if you look down look at the top, if you look at the bottom, you see there's a track, and that track is where this aluminium track was going. But we really thought that really wasn't very necessary, because for privacy we have this door here. Let me show the door. So there's a door that can separate the whole of the back of the motorhome from the front. So there's the door closed. Slide open the door. So the neat feature of this is that first of all you can get the privacy by closing that slidable door, and that completely makes the front separate from the back. And so we thought there wasn't very much of a need for this aluminium shuttering arrangement, so we removed that and saved ourselves a few kilos, and also there's a bit more space now, because the shutter used to come to about where my foot is, and it's not there anymore. So it's a bit more open at the back, which we're kind of proud of. So that's been our space optimization. Here's the bed. We ordered this fancy Elastofoam mattress type thing. So you can see that it's supposed to be sort of memory foam mattress. It is very comfortable. It's a bit of a kink there to make best use of the space, but that does mean actually you can lie against that with your sort of feet down at that end. In terms of cupboard space, we've got quite a lot of space. So Gata uses all of this up at the back here for her clothes. As you can see. Now we've got another USB socket we've had plumbed in here. So there's a multiple USB, so there's a 12-volt socket, and that drives an Orico multiple USB out. So we can charge all our sort of phone gadgets while we sleep, which is quite useful. So finally, I'm showing you all the storage spaces. The only thing to go into is on the inside at least, is the rather cool fact that we have a little safe here, which is good. It's a factory fitted safe. and that gives us a bit of security. So when we're out and about, we can put our valuables like passports and things like that in there. It's not big enough for a laptop. I think Agatha can fit her iPad mini in there. No, sorry, iPad, full-size iPad, not iPad mini. A full-size iPad in there. And there's a space around the left-hand side which we can use for water or wine. So that's the space underneath the bed. Now behind that wooden panel there is the garage, which we'll show you later. But the garage is where we have a special contraption for our bicycles, so we can keep them inside and nice and dry. So I think that concludes the inside tour of our Deathlefts T8. I hope you enjoyed watching, and we will continue with an outside tour and a tour of the garage. Thanks for watching.